Alright, so what's good YouTube man? It's your boy Fix here and I'm back with another video today. No, as you guys know, these videos is to educate persons on how to start day trading and to pretty much make money. So if that's really if that's the reason why you click on this video, then good. Now, as you see by the title, I was able to make basically pretty close to $4,000 today, right? Not only on this setup right here. So my TP already got smacked. Price reversed. Cause I went for a 1-to-1 and this here. So guys, I caught two trades today. I caught a setup here on GBP USD and I also caught a setup on USD CAD. Right, so that's the USD dollar versus the Canadian dollar. Went for a 1-to-1 on both setups. Both setups look really beautiful to me, and that's the reason why I took two trades today, right? And both trades came through and gave me a 1-to-1. Now, a lot of persons may be wondering, like, why do I go for 1-to-1s? Why I go for 1-to-1s? Because 1-to-1s is it's the person asks like, what's my win rate, right? And I tell a lot of guys that my win rate is around it's in the 70s, around 73, 72%. So I win 72, 73% of my trades before because I go for 1-to-1s. Bro, it is so easy to catch 1-to-1s. Literally, it is so easy. And the thing is, like with today, with the industry that we're in today, with prop firms and things like that, like you don't always have to aim for the big risk to reward ratios, but bro, like today in the age, the time we're in right now with forex and day trading, bro, the aim is to have big capital. The aim is to have a lot of capital to trade with because that's where your edge really comes in. If you're on a big account, if you're on I'm going to get into the setup soon, but let me just explain something to some persons who are maybe clueless. If if you can get a 100K account with a prop firm, bro, 100K. If you can learn how to day trade, master the craft, consistently make profits on a small account, just practice, right? Just practice. Um, and you get good with a strategy. It could be supply and demand. If you like the strategy, learn it. But if you can get a 100K account, bro, and have access to that, and if you can literally have access to like a 100K account, bro, risk 1% or half a percent per trade of 100K. I mean, what's 1% of 100K? That's $1,000. Half a percent of 100K, that's $500. If you're risking $500 per trade, bro, um, and each trade you're making 1,000 or $500. And if you win freaking, let's say, two trades or three trades per week, going for 1-to-1s, and plus you're leaving runners because guys, I don't just go for 1-to-1s. I always leave a runner. Not always. I didn't leave any runners in these trades because I was taking two trades pretty much. Still could have left a runner, but honestly, I was satisfied with just, getting my 1-to-1s on both pairs. Made enough money for today. I don't need to push it. I don't need to be greedy, and that's the number one thing. But back to what I was saying about prop firms, bro. Like that is the way. Like that's how most persons are running up the bag today, bro. Have to try to get a prop firm, right? If you want to especially trade supply and demand and trade it the way I trade it. I go for 1-to-1s. You can go for different targets or risk to rewards. You can do that. But I'll go for 1-to-1s. This is what makes me profitable, so I'm gonna keep doing it. All right. So yeah, no, we had two demands, bro. And I think we're getting a lot of demand setups because the US dollar is going back up. So there's going to be a lot of buyers in the market. Everyone is buying the US dollar right now due to the whole news and what's been going on between the US and China. But the US dollar is looking good right now. It's going up. So I've been having the mindset to take buys. All right. And yeah, you have to know the fundamentals, bro. But yeah, took a buy here and same thing over and over again, guys. I tell you guys, I always come to the market and trade the same setup. I don't trade anything else. Always supply and demand, maybe liquidity grabs here and there, but supply and demand is what I trade. Now, pretty much, if The way how I enter this trade, because I think I need to explain entries, like how I enter my trades and stuff like that. I think I've explained this before. Either I enter my trade by going for a breaker candle entry, or I enter aggressively. Right. In this trade, I went for a breaker candle entry. I just wanted to get a better confirmation, right? Especially because I lost my last trade. I was trying to definitely be a little bit more cautious with, taking these trades. So, waiting for the breaker candle entry. Breaker candle entries is a little bit more safe because it really shows you that price is trying to go in a direction by breaking the high of this candle here. Guys, if you go on a lower time frame, let's say you go on a 3 minute time frame, because each candlestick, let's say we're on a 5 minute time frame. If you go, let's say we're on a 5 minute time frame. If you go on a 3 minute time frame, this candlestick is going to look different. You will see how price actually move through these candlesticks here. So let me just show you why breaker candle entry means price is breaking highs on the lower time frame. All right, let's go on a maybe in 1 minute. All right. So this basically, well, this candlestick here, right? I mean, if you look here, I think I would have entered the trade around right here. This is the candlestick, maybe the candlestick on a 5 minute time frame here, and price would have breaking the high right here. So you see how things look different on a lower time frame? Whole price is actually moving. But if you go on a 5 minute time frame, it's just really a candlestick there, if that makes sense. So that's why I like to go for candle breaks, right? Because it really shows you that price is going in your direction on a lower time frame. Really, it's breaking highs on a lower time frame. So when for the candle break entry, whenever I go for candle breaks entry, most cases my stop loss is under that wick, and depending on how big that wick is, not wick, I mean to say that candlestick is, all right, because you don't want to always have like a tight stop loss. So this right here was pretty much a good stop loss for me. Went for the 1-to-1, held the trade. It was fluctuating a little bit, but I held it. And there was some gap up here on the supply, which I knew price would always want to fill, or would try to fill. Because if you know anything about trading, bro, price always try to fill a gap. So that's how you can trade supply and demand. Let's say you're in a demand, right? And these are higher probability trades because price have a reason to go in a direction that you want it to go in. So let's say you're taking a demand. However, there's a supply in the direction that the demand is going in. That's a confluence that would say, okay, there's a good chance this trade may win because the direction that I want to go in, a supply is in that direction, and plus there's gaps. Price will always, in most cases, try to fill supplies and also try to fill gaps. Literally it. So that was really the confluences for this trade. You guys already know I go for the breaker structure, and also I trade has to have a gap, right? Um, took a buy because I mean obviously the 5 minute time frame is on an uptrend, and it's also on an uptrend on the daily time frame. These are all beautiful confluences. I want you guys to really see how like the things that I look for when I'm taking my trades, because those are the important things. There's a lot to learn, and I think you guys will learn most of the things you have to learn by yourself by putting in the work, in my opinion. Now, this trade reversed, and thank God I really went for the 1-to-1 there. Let me just try to fix that properly. Really, where is that thingy? I'm on replay here. All right, so we're current. Bro, what are you doing? For fuck's sake. Okay, there it is. So pretty much same thing here. And look at this. No, the daily time frame is definitely bearish for GBP USD. Definitely bearish. Let me 1 second. I'm gonna explain why these trades was just so beautiful. All right, so overall we're in an uptrend on a daily time frame, pretty much, but the most current price action is bearish. The overall direction of the daily time frame for GBP USD is bullish, but as a scalper, you're not really focused on here because you're scalping the market in minutes. Really, you need to focus on the most The most recent price action, that's what really matters as scalpers because you're in the markets fast. So you need to know what's going on right now. As swing traders, yes, you're looking at daily time frames. You're trying to catch points on a daily time frame. So that's different. So you have to really take into consideration everything that's going on, even on the monthly time frame if you're a swing trader. But as scalpers, we're reacting to the most recent price action. Now, the most recent price action was definitely bearish for the daily time frame for the GBP USD. Definitely bearish, which is good because I'm taking I mean it was, let me see, what am I talking about? So it was definitely bearish, yeah. It was definitely bearish on for the most recent price action, but the overall time frame was bullish, right? However, on the 5 minutes time frame, the most recent price action was bearish. As you can see, price break this high here, and plus it was on an uptrend, right? So that's why I took a buy. Plus, if you guys look at the left hand side over here, if you guys look at the left hand side over here, you realize there's so many gaps to be filled, bro. All these gaps, price would try to fill, and that was really my mindset. If I'm being honest, like that was one of the confluences that made me want to take this buy on this setup here, on this demand here, because look at all this gap over here. Maybe it didn't fill it right away, but I'm telling you, price will try to fill gaps. And all these gaps over here will need to get filled eventually. It didn't fill it right there and then, but that was really just a confluence as to why I took the trade because of this gap over here. And if you know, price is always trying to fill gaps. So you can you can use gaps to for entry or to use as a confluence to take your trades, and you can also use gaps for targets. That's when you try to, if you can try to like find setups where, okay, the target, where you're aiming to go, if there's a gap there, then you need to prioritize that setup over any other pairs. So let's say, if you get what I'm saying. So regular confluence at the same time, let me just zoom up a little bit. Regular confluence at the same time, demand, price break structure over here. There was a gap. I already explained gaps. If you guys don't know what gaps is, watch my older videos. So yeah, price at a gap. Win for the candle break entry right there. It's pretty much the same thing like the setup that I take on USD CAD, right? And win for the one-to-one. As I said, I wasn't trying to be greedy today because I took two trades. So I'm literally good, bro. We start off the week beautiful. We definitely want to keep this momentum. So I think that's really it for the videos, guys. Coming back tomorrow, it's Monday. Coming back tomorrow, let's see if we can get a dub. Not trading Wednesdays, trading Thursday, Friday. So tune in, guys. I'm going to be dropping a lot of bangers. Uh, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Leave a like, subscribe, comment, and share if you like the videos. Peace and love.